All right, Bobby, so here we are. We're at Affinity Ink, UFC 300 fight week, getting ready for your 48th professional fight. That's wild.
48?
It's 48.
I'd be losing count, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I'd be losing count.
You think, like back in those Strikeforce days, you think you'd still be around this many years later?
Nah. Like, I don't think I did, but I knew I was the person I am. I don't quit at nothing, so maybe a little bit, but for the most point, like, I thought it was be a Strikeforce champ. Then they sold the company, you know? And
right.
I was like, oh, well, I guess. And then even then, they only took the best guys. There was a lot of guys that got left behind.
Yeah.
You know? A lot of guys were like, what? They didn't keep him? They didn't keep him?
Right.
Yeah, they left those guys behind. Only the best came.
Yeah. So obviously we're here at a tattoo shop, and we want to do something a little different. You're obviously covered in tattoos, so I figured we'd talk about it. You said that every single one you have means something.
Oh, yeah.
What was your first one?
My first tattoo.
Well, how old were you? I
was 17, and I was lying to the tattoo guy. I lied to him and said I was 18. I think I just graduated high school. I wanted to get blasted, but I just knew they weren't gonna take me in, and I didn't have like a parent that fucking take me in. So I was like, just be cool and act like you've done this, or act like you're, you know, and they'll let you go. Like, yeah, I'm 18, you know, I just wanna get my tattoo. And the first one I got is what we call a tribal cross. This shit right here. And so I'm Christian, so it was like a cross for me. I thought, hey, I'm doing something for God. And I don't have to feel so bad, like, hey, I'm making a sin, but at least it's for God, you know? So it's a tribal cross. And then I got the Never Stop, which is the wrestler code. I was a wrestler in high school. And it's the wrestler's code, never stop. Whatever we do, we never stop until they pull you off or the whistle blows.
Where were you? Where was it?
I was in Rialto, back in one of the cities back in the IE in California.
Nice. And then what'd you get after that?
After that, I got this one here. Everybody at the time, everybody was getting tribal bands. Tribal things.
Tribal was the thing.
Yeah, it was the thing, especially like they had the tribal bands. But I didn't want to be like everybody else, so I was like, I'm gonna do something different, and I needed to get my name. And so it was like,
that was a wrestler thing too. Like
yeah,
getting your last name somewhere, like on your back.
Yeah. And so this one, it looks like a tribal band, but it actually says green. And it's in green, it says
awesome.
Green from the back, and it goes all the way around. It was kind of cool, you know?
Yeah.
Something different. So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna do it, you know? I was rocking a little tribal bands now, when they were in style.
So last night I was just sitting around talking to some people, and like everyone always talks about how long I've been around and how long I've been in the game. And I was saying, like, Bobby was in Strikeforce already. So you got signed like June of 2011, something like that, to Strikeforce from King of the Cage.
If I know.
Yeah, it was crazy, right? So but you were already, as long as I've been around, you were already there and established when I got there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know if I get punched too much or if I smoke a lot of weed. One of the two. I don't know, but I don't remember none of this shit. Just like a memory. I don't remember shit.
Well, I remember we were checking in for a fight one time. We were fighting on the same card. I tried to find which one it was, but I remember you were standing in front of me, and we're doing our check-ins and signing our posters and all that stuff, and you took your hat off, and you had just gotten your head tattooed. So you gotta tell me the story about your head tattoo.
Oh yeah.
Like what is it and why'd you do it?
Okay, there's 1,000 reasons probably why I did it. I was running out of space for one, you know? As you start doing tattoos, you're like, and then you don't want to be what everybody else is doing. So I went in my own like lane. I don't know any other black guy who had his head tattooed. So I was like, I'm gonna be the first, you know?
Yeah.
Two, I done so much stuff like from being in high school. I used to bleach my hair. First I used to spike it, and I would perm it and spike it. And then I would bleach it, then I'd dye it all kind of crazy colors and stuff. So since I was like 14, I've been doing all kind of crazy shit with my hair, where nobody explained to me, hey, you're not gonna have hair if you keep this shit up. And so I dyed and permed and did so much fucking crazy shit. By the time I was 23, my shit was already like getting ready to go. So I was like, man, I don't want to get caught up in this shit. I started buzzing it all down low, and that was cool for a minute. And after I was like, man, I'm just gonna come up with my own thing. And so I met up with a tattoo artist through my pops, who was in jail with my pops. And he's an Asian dude. And so he ran with the Asian card, full on killer and stuff. And he's like, man, you should do a dragon. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, a dragon. So I'm like, I never did any Asian art like that. And to actually have him do it was kind of symbolic too, you know? Like, I had a real killer tap me up, you know?
Right.
And it took forever. Like, so it was like
You doing
4
one session?
sessions? Yeah, I think it was 4 sessions of 8 hours. You know what I mean? And then I had to come back still and do it again to get it all retouched up and redone again. And I added more to it, and so it just, bro, it's probably my worst tattoo.
Really?
Worst painful. Like, you felt it, you gonna feel it, I felt it in my hands, I felt it in my legs. I'm like, bro, and I tried to smoke before the shit, which was a terrible idea. Don't smoke weed before you want to do a tattoo. It enhances all of your
All your
your
feelings.
sensors. Yeah, your pain sensors. So, bro, I think I almost wanted to pass out a couple times.
That's crazy. What do you think your most meaningful one is? Which one means the most to you?
Means the most.
It doesn't even necessarily have to be your best
many.
one. Yeah. It's tough. It's a tough question, right?
Yeah. Man, I think they all mean something in different ways. Like my kids, I got all my kids. And so I got a bear right here. And is it on this side? No, that's the family. My brother tattooed that one on me. So my little brother wanted to be a tattoo artist. He tattooed this one on me, it says family. And then back in Fontana, the Fontana F was really big.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, you got the F, you're from Fontana. I went to high school in Fontana. Everybody knows me, and like basically, I'm the guy in Fontana. So I got that from my little brother, and I let him tat that on me. So that has its own meaning, just for the fact that it's him, you know. On this side, I got my daughter. She's Isabella. She's my teddy bear.
Oh yeah.
So each one of my kids, I give them an animal sign. It's like when they're born, I'm like, what's gonna be your animal sign? And so everyone has an animal sign. Isabella's the bear. Jeremiah on my chest. Oh, I can't do it without the mic.
Oh, that's all right.
But yeah, I'm all hairy and I'm gonna shave, but I should have shaved before this shit.
Oh, you good.
So I got Jeremiah over here, and he's the lion, and then Jacob's the dragon.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so each one of my kids all have a have an animal sign. Which one means the most? They all got all kind of meanings.
Right.
Like, I like my hands. My hands are create and destroy, and they look hideous. I wish I could have a badass artist to do it. I'm not gonna say any names.
Yeah.
I don't know, can you fix this shit? But it was supposed to be a fucking rose. I got that stupid ass scar now, but it was supposed to be a rose with bandana. And I just went to some fucking random ass guys. Hey, I'm gonna go to Fontana, some random tattoo guy, and he fucked this shit up. And I hate the fucking rose. But it was supposed to be create and destroy, and this one was a bomb.
Explain that though. The create and destroy.
With our hands, you make a choice. You know, you can either create or you can destroy. You know, are you on the side of good or are you on the side of evil? You know, are you creating something that's beautiful with your hands, or are you destroying people? You know, because as fighters, we do got that kind of power.
Yeah.
You know, you can walk in a room with a bunch of men and go, I'll kill everybody in here. You know, but like I've taught
you're
fighters.
kind of fighting. You're kind of doing both, anyways. Though, like. You're creating a life for yourself and your family and all of that.
And they also, like, you're giving that skills that you know to another man. You can create another life for him too. But that comes with something. You better know that person you teach. Like, I taught some guys, and they go out in the streets and they just fuck people up. And I'm like, no, I didn't want to teach him that for that reason.
Right.
Now he's beating people up in the streets, and it's not for that. And so you can create a fucking devil, or you can destroy people, and with the powers you do with your hands, and you know, they're registered, right?
Yeah, right. What's your next one? Like your next plan? Like if you had to, maybe not just getting some fixed or whatever. Like what's the plan for the next piece? Because right now, all these years later, I'm super proud to be where I am. So I'm covering a historic card. So I'm gonna get the 300 logo tattooed on my arm. I just think that'll be a lot of fun. What do you think your next one's gonna be?
That should be badass. I'm thinking I want to line up with you, but I feel like I'm gonna sweat my tattoo out trying to fucking make weight and, and fight and all this bullshit, but maybe I'll come after. I feel like, with tattoos, bro, you gotta slow down.
Yeah.
Because it's an addictive fucking thing. You know, like you're like, I got another one. I'm like, I don't wanna be the guy by the time I'm 40 years old and I'm just fully fucking covered. Like, MGK. MGK done already got so blasted. Now he just got a blackout tattoo.
Right.
He just blacked shit out because it's like, what's the next level? What's the next level? What's the next level? I'm like, I kind of slow it down a little bit. So by the time I'm 40, I'm like, I should be done. So if I did one more, I think I'll probably do, I got another baby on the way and she's gonna be a panda. So maybe if you wanna do me a panda, a sick ass panda,
Yeah.
you know, a little fat panda to sit there, you know, I think it'd be dope. So that's what on my eyes, maybe I'm gonna put it like over here on this side. Is this the right side? I don't know what side I'm
Yeah, you're clear over there. Do you think, you bring up the MGK thing and him getting completely blacked out, do you ever worry that like stuff that was important to you when you were younger that you got tattooed, like eventually you'll end up in a position where you're starting to black stuff out and cover it, or is it more that was part of the journey so you leave it?
Yeah, it's part of the journey. But, you know, like, I fucked up and I tatted a woman on me once, you know? And so I kind of changed it. Like, it was supposed to say Monica, but I changed it to money. Oh, you know? And so one of those maybe, you know, I had to change that. But for the most part, everything else is a journey. It's part of the journey. Like, I was at where I was at, you know?
Right.
I was at where I was at.
So do you remember fights you were saying that you used to get tattooed every time you fought. Do you remember certain fights by certain tattoos? Like, do you look at it and say, oh man, that was a tough one?
I
No?
wish. I remember, like, the king I got on my back. I got king on my back. And when I got king here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so when I got king on my back, to me it meant branding your name, branding yourself. This is the first time that I was able to, no, not that one, I'm sorry, I'm tripping. It's actually my hands. Because as us, like I only get tattoos like this, where if you didn't see me like this, you would think he's not tattooed.
Right.
Because why? I might have to go back to a 9 to 5.
Let's
they
hope
don't
not.
hire tattoo
Let's hope
guys
not.
at the time.
Right.
I'm saying at that time.
At that time,
You
yeah.
know, so I didn't want to get my hands blasted or anything for that reason. I didn't want to get my neck blasted because I might have to go back to work, you know? And I understood the work environment. You don't want to be that guy and get stereotyped either. And so I never got none of this blasted. So when I got my hands blasted and my neck blasted is when I first won the King of the Cage. No, when I first became the King of the Cage champion, I tatted my hands like, I'm in this shit for life now. When you become a champion, I'm in it for life, you know? So I blasted this, and I got champion right here. And then each time I won a belt, I won their organization's belt, I put a star on it or something like that. So this was when I got my neck blasted, like, all right, you're in the game, you know? You're in the game where you're gonna be a fighter and there's no turning back. I made myself like, hey, you can't turn back around now.
You don't have a choice now.
Yeah, now you're in it, you're deep.
I love that. Well, I think we're gonna get started. You ready? Yeah. Okay. Well, I think this is a terrible question to ask a lot of people with tattoos. Which one do you regret the most? Do you have any that you wish you hadn't done? Maybe not regret. Maybe regret's a bad word. Maybe.
No, because I feel like everybody gets that one. They're like, man, I don't like that one. No, that's good. That's a great question. If I had one that I regret,
Or maybe just one you would have done differently.
do I have any that I would have done differently? I'd probably say the stupid fucking rose. Yeah, I'm like,
So
fuck.
that one bothers you, huh?
It just fucking blended in and just, I'm like, great. Nobody knows what that means. They can see the create part, but they can't see anything else. And you don't want nobody to be able to tell what the fucking tattoo is.
Right. You
What
don't
is it?
ever want anyone to ask you what that is.
Yeah, exactly. That's when you fucked up, you know? That's when you fucked up.
Yeah, maybe you went
that
too far
one,
then.
And then, I don't know if you can tell what this is on the back. My back here, people always ask me about this one too.
In the middle?
Yeah. Tell me if you can tell me what it is.
No, I feel bad. I don't know.
There we go. So that's another one. So what it is, it's a halo.
Okay.
With some fire
Yeah.
on it. It's a cross. It's a wooden cross with rope tied around it, and then there's wings that are coming off of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. And so my little brother did that one also. And so I wish I can go and get it with more definition and bring it out more, those type of things, but I don't have any regrets. It's like, he did a it was a dope ass picture. He drew it himself. And I was like, I always looked at it in our rooms when we were kids, you know? I was staying with this little white family. And I was always like, man, I love that picture. And so, just the opportunity to get him to tap those things on me, it's a memory for me and him to always have and share that.
Right.
But people always go, what is that on your back, you know?
Yeah. Do you ever, sometimes, excuse me, sometimes when I'm getting ready to fight or, you know, you're getting in shape, you're taking pictures and doing the media stuff, sometimes I worry like, man, I hope this looks good or people aren't like making fun of me. Like you always feel like, oh, you're always getting judged on your tattoos online.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I
a
mean?
new thing right now too. I've been noticing like, hey, who got bad tattoos? They always been like, right now the back. I saw Corey Sandhagen. I saw, I want to say his name is Volkan, something like that. The Russian
Volkov.
dude.
Volkov.
Yeah. He got a sick ass back tattoo. So now they're owning everybody's tattoos. Mm-hmm. And then they're also clowning the other guys like, hey, those are terrible tattoos, you know?
What do you tell people when they're asking you like tattoo advice? I feel like I get people asking me a lot like where to go, should I do this, what's the most painful spot? And I always tell people like just wait. Because I feel like sometimes you end up in bad spots where you think you want something and then you get it and you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
I tell that to all my youngsters. You know, like if they already got a tattoo, I'm like, hey, bro, slow down. Because trust me, you're going to get addicted. You're going to fucking cover yourself with this shit.
What would you tell your kids? Your kids start asking about tattoos.
I would say make sure it means something. And I would tell them slow down too, because once you start it, you're going to want to do more and more of it. And you don't want to get lost in it, you know?
Right.
Now you're like, hey, I just want to draw stuff all over myself.
So wait. That's the answer, essentially.
Yeah,
just wait
I'll
and
say
hang out.
wait, you know? I tell them just be patient because it's addictive.
It is. That's why we're doing this.
But every time I
right
do
now.
it, bro,
We're here. I
Why
couldn't.
the fuck did I do this shit? Like,
Yeah.
put myself through this stupid pain.
Right.
Why the fuck am I doing it?
Yeah.
But it is cool after.
For sure. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me, bro.
Appreciate you,
I
big
really
dog.
do.
You're my dog. You
Good
always
luck
be my
this
dog.
weekend. I love you, man.
Love you too, brother.
How goddamn cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Affinity Ink. Thanks to Bobby Green. Catch us next time in the next tattoo shop.